The Wichita State University College of Fine Arts 116th Spring Commencement Ceremony is now open. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, land of the free, and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Thank you, Troy Fisher, Caleb Faust, Jake Sechrist, and Matthew Weber for performing the national anthem. Thank you, Marshal Dorothy Crum, professor in the School of Music, for leading the procession. Joining me on the platform this afternoon is Wade Robinson, Vice President for Campus Life and University Relations. We are also honored to have Deborah Bardo, wife of Wichita State University President John Bardo, Patricia Vizzini, wife of Vice President of Academic Affairs Tony Vizzini, as well as Walter Myers, Dean Emeritus of Fine Arts, and Kay Myers, friends of Ray Wills, our honored speaker with us today. Good afternoon. I am Rodney Miller, Dean of the College of Fine Arts. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of the college, I welcome you to this graduation ceremony. This is an afternoon to recognize accomplishments and impart to you, graduates, some last words of wisdom before we send you out into the world. Here they are. All passes art alope epidures. Let me say that again. All passes art alope epidures. When I was just starting my professional singing career, I was engaged by an opera company in New York. Their theater had a significant quote carved into the proscenium above the stage: "All passes, art alone endures." The problem reading it, however, was twofold. First, the Art Deco lettering was so florid that the N looked like a P and an I. Secondly, there was no punctuation, no period after the word art. The optical illusion that it therefore created at first glance was the nonsensical phrase, "All passes art alope epidures." It took a longer, more careful look to decipher the real quote, the one I want you to remember. All passes, art alone endures. Remember that. All passes, art alone endures. Most of what we remember of previous cultures we know from their art. Greek and Roman architecture, the paintings and sculpture of the Italian Renaissance, the literature of Victorian England, the symphonies of 19th century Germany, the jazz and rock and roll of 20th century America. All passes. Art alone endures. The one thing that separates us as humans from every other species is self-reflection. Humans are the only species that asks questions, and only humans attempt to answer the ultimate question: why? The qualitative way that we answer that question is the arts. Anthropologists have uncovered ancient civilizations with no written language, no concept of math or time. They have never discovered one without art. All passes. Art alone endures. One of the most unique movies to come from Hollywood this spring was George Clooney's The Monuments Men. It chronicled the attempts of Allied scholars to track down thousands of paintings, sculpture, and other mediums that were being systematically looted and in many cases destroyed by the Axis powers. Why would these men put themselves in harm's way, in some cases giving their lives, for the effort of saving specific works of art? Because they recognized that one of the elements at stake was civilization itself, and art is the most essential element in that equation. All passes, art alone endures. One of the most profound musical compositions of all time is the Quartet for the End of Time, written by French composer Olivier Messiaen in 1940. He wrote it while a prisoner in a Nazi concentration camp. Today, it is one of the most famous masterworks in the repertoire. Why? Why would anyone in his right mind waste time and energy writing or playing music in a concentration camp? There was little food, water, or warmth. There was torture, filth, infestation. There was, most of all, death. And yet, from the camps, we have poetry, we have drawings, we have paintings, we have music and all forms of art. Why? In a place where people are only focused on survival, on bare necessities, the obvious conclusion must be that art somehow is essential for life. The camps were without money, without hope, without commerce, without recreation, without basic respect. But they were not without art. Art is a part of survival. Art is part of the human spirit, an unquenchable expression of who we are. Art is the way we say, I am alive, and my life has meaning. All passes. Art alone endures. Simultaneously, even as one group was risking their lives to preserve what they perceived to be the most significant works ever created by civilization, others, at the end of their lives, were desperate to create their own artistic statements. Why? Because when circumstances conspire to strip us of our humanity, we are determined to do the most human thing we can: art. Beside this macro level, however, there is a more personal metaphor at work for each of you. All other dreams, all other aspirations, all other paths, they have fallen away. That is why you are here today, receiving your degree from this college. This is not an easy path, and for some of you, the rewards will not necessarily match the sacrifice. But for all of you, you already know the truth. All passes. Art alone endures. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Tony Vizzini, Vice President of Academic Affairs.
Well, good afternoon. Graduates, you are all here today to mark the end of one journey, that of students here at Wichita State University, and to begin a new one. While you may no longer be on campus every day, you will always be part of our Shocker family. I have the honor to introduce someone who's going to fulfill two roles. Regent Mildred Edwards currently serves as the chair of the board of directors of the Wichita State University Alumni Association, and in her capacity as that, will greet you into that association. But she is also a regent of the Kansas Board of Regents represented today. So let me introduce her formally. Regent Mildred Edwards was appointed to the Kansas Board of Regents by former Governor Mark Parkinson in 2010. She is the executive director of the Kansas African American Affairs Commission in Topeka. Edwards' career has included work as a researcher at Wichita State University and Family Health International in North Carolina. As community mobilized and nonprofit administrator, a business owner providing grant writing and consulting services for small and medium-sized nonprofit organizations, and as an assessor for Boeing Military Aircraft Company. She has been selected as a delegate to the Drexel University Vision 2020, an American Conversation About Women in Leadership project, and the Kansas Leadership Center Civic Leadership Program, and is a member of the Wichita chapter of Links Incorporated, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Beta Kappa Omega chapter, and the Junior League of Wichita. Edwards received her bachelor's degree in healthcare administration in 1996, a master of public health degree in 1999, and her doctoral degree in psychology in 2008 from Wichita State University. As a Shocker, Regent Edwards shows that you can do it all. Regent.
Good afternoon. I bring you greetings from the Kansas Board of Regents, our Chairman Fred Logan, and our CEO and President Dr. Andy Tompkins. My colleagues at the Board of Regents and I all agree that this is the most exciting time of our service, seeing you graduate. I'm delighted to be a part of your program today. And as today is the first day of the rest of your lives, I ask that you continue to represent yourselves, your family, the faculty and staff, the university as a whole, and the state of Kansas well as we move into the future. We look forward to seeing what you do. Congratulations to each of you. Now, on behalf of the Alumni Association, to our graduating class of 2010, I offer you congratulations and welcome to the alumni family. I firmly believe that the best method to measure a university is through the success of its graduates. Our alumni are a significant pillar of support to our university. The thousands of great people who have graduated before you are responsible for making Wichita State what she is today, and you will make the difference in what she will become in years to come. As you go out to influence the world and perhaps be challenged to change it, go with confidence, knowing that you have been well prepared. Graduates, take a moment to look around at your fellow colleagues and your friends sitting near you. Think back over the times and the experiences you have shared together. I ask that you use the Alumni Association as a portal through which you stay connected, to learn, and to stay close to your university home. The Alumni Association is celebrating your commencement by giving you a free one-year membership. In a few weeks, you will be receiving information on how to accept our gift. As you begin your new journey, share your love for Wichita State University with all of those around you. Please stay in touch and do come home often. Congratulations again to each of you on this very special day. I cannot wait to learn what you accomplish with the gifts that you have received here. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Regent Edwards. Ray Wills has made a career as an actor for the last 30 years in New York City and Los Angeles. On Broadway, he was in the original casts of The Producers, Wonderful Town, Big, Anna Karenina, and he has performed with the New York Philharmonic at Lincoln Center in Candide. Numerous off-Broadway credits include All in the Timing, Wise Guys, A Class Act, and The Rothschilds. If you recognize Ray, it is probably from his numerous television credits. These include Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order SVU, Ugly Betty, The Protector, 90210, and a recurring role on The Guiding Light. On film, Ray has been seen in Nixon, The Producers, Pootie Tang, and several documentaries. You know, I thought I'd go my whole life without using the terms Nixon and Pootie Tang in the same sentence. I was evidently mistaken. He has also performed at many of America's most distinguished regional theaters. In Wichita, he has trod the boards of Music Theater Wichita, the Forum Theater, Crown Uptown Dinner Theater, Mosley Street Melodramas, and Wichita Community Theater. Ray received his BA from Wichita State University and an MFA from Brandeis University. As an educator, he has been an instructor at Keene University in New Jersey, Butler Community College, and Newman University. He's currently teaching at his alma mater here at Wichita State University. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ray Wills.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Dean Miller, for that lovely introduction, because I had forgotten I had done most of that. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, President Bardo and all the deans, and welcome to all the friends and family. It's nice to see my friend, Dean Emeritus Walter Myers, and his lovely wife, Kay. I'd like to thank the excellent performing arts faculty and staff at Wichita State University. They're not only exceptionally talented at what they do, but they're really nice to work with. And finally, I must thank Dean Miller, Linda Starkey, and Brett Jones for giving me a job this semester. Thank you. As for you graduates, congratulations, you did it. Give yourself some love. You deserve to celebrate your achievement of finally getting your diploma, so I'm not going to speak too long, because one of the music professors told me if I talk past 5 minutes, they'll crank up the music really loud until I leave. I'm honored to address you graduates today. When I graduated back in the dark ages of the early 80s, I sat where you're sitting without the benefit of laptops, iPads, smartphones, Facebook, Google, or Twitter. I don't know how we survived, but somehow we did. Today, even though your college career may be over, it's not the end. It's really the beginning. There's a reason it's called graduation and commencement, because this is the start of the best and most productive years of your life. You may all have heard that we had some pretty successful men's and women's basketball teams at Wichita State this season. On their way to an undefeated season, the men had a motto: play angry. Today I thought I might borrow that motto and ask you all to graduate angry. I was asked to speak to you today because after I graduated from Wichita State, I was fortunate to make a career as a professional actor in New York City for 25 years. and I worked a few years in Hollywood as well. I got to star on Broadway. I made a living doing what I wanted and loved to do. And I suppose I'm an example of what a Wichita State performance art grad can do if you believe in yourself and go for it. As you leave the safe nest of Wichita State and fly out into the world, I encourage you to assume the same attitude of our basketball team. Take it one day at a time, do your best, believe in yourself and your training, and do not be denied. When I graduated from Wichita State, I mentioned to friends that I was going to move to New York City to be an actor. Some of them said, "Do you know how much competition there is in that business?" Some of them said, "Do you know how impossible it is to succeed?" And I replied, "Well, let's find out." Because you see, I wanted it. I believed in myself, and I determined that I was going to be in charge of my career, not someone else's opinion. Now, I've taught a few college courses, most recently acting for the camera here at Wichita State, and I told my students that if you wish to pursue your dream, whatever it is, you have two choices when you meet with disappointment or failure. You can say, "Okay, I'll just keep working and get the next job." Or you can go home and curl up in the fetal position and weep and quit. I always chose the former rather than the latter. I would encourage you all to make the choice the Shocker basketball team made this season. Go out and win every single day. And if you falter, do not accept that failure. Instead, use it as motivation to do even better the next time. You will not go undefeated in life. There will be challenges and setbacks along the way. And those challenges and setbacks will happen for a reason, to make you stronger, to teach you what to do to get better the next time. So use those setbacks as fuel. Be patient, be polite, be prompt, and be prepared. Those things are just as important as being talented and beautiful, because trust me, there are a lot of talented and beautiful people out there. It will be your humanity and your true desire that will make the difference between your success and theirs. It will be your preparedness and your dogged determination. And it will also be, trust me, the relationships you make along the way. I'll tell you a very quick story about that. Some years ago in New York, my agent called and said, "You have an audition for Ugly Betty." And that was a big hit show, and I really wanted to be on it. All the actors wanted to get an audition. It was hard to get in. So I prepared, I learned the sides for the audition, and I went in, and I walked in the room. There's this young guy, the casting director, stood up, and he said, "Ray, it is so great to see you again." And of course, I had no idea who he was. No clue, didn't remember him. So naturally I said, "Well, it's great to see you too. How you been?" He said, "Can you believe it was 10 years ago when we did that Wise Guys downtown at the New York Theater Workshop?" And I said, "Oh, my heavens." He was the college intern who ran around and got us coffee and made copies. And I remember chatting with him about the business and teasing him and joking around. 10 years later, he's got my career in his hands. The kid that was getting us coffee is now the difference between me getting a job or not. And if I had not been nice to that kid, I wouldn't have gotten the job, which I did. In conclusion, because I know you have a lot of parties to get to, I would like to leave you with just a few words from a great Broadway musical. It's called Man of La Mancha. In the show, a supposed madman decides to venture out into the world as a knight with the purpose of righting all wrongs, including man's inhumanity to man. His family and the people he meets along the way tell him time and again that he's crazy. He's crazy for pursuing this impossible dream. But Don Quixote will not be swayed from his quest. And he explains it by saying, I only seek to add some measure of grace to the world. Love not what thou art, love what thou wilt become. Dream the impossible dream. Reach the unreachable star. Now good luck and go get 'em. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. We now want to recognize those undergraduate students who are graduating with honors. These students are recognized by the gold honor cords they wear. Will the members of the Emory Lindquist Honors Program and graduates graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude please stand? Congratulations, honors graduates. You may be seated. We have now come to the conferring of the degrees. Dr. Abu Masood, Interim Dean of the Graduate School, will present the candidates for graduate degrees, and I will present the candidates for the undergraduate degrees to President John Bardo, who will confer the degrees. After the degrees have been conferred, graduates will be called to the stage for individual recognition. As graduates cross the stage, they will be awarded with a scroll and a Wichita State University Challenge coin from their college. Graduates, you have earned the right to carry the coin of your university. Do so as a constant reminder of your belonging to your alma mater, along with the other alumni, faculty, and staff. President Bardo, please come forward, and Dr. Masood, please present the master's candidates.
Will the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, and Master of Music Education please stand? Mr. President, these candidates have completed the requirements prescribed for their master's degree. They have been recommended by the faculty and are presented for the conferral of the degrees.
Thank you, Dean Masood. Upon recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Kansas Board of Regents, I confer upon you the master's degree with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree please stand? Mr. President, as Dean of the College of Fine Arts, I present these candidates who have completed the requirements prescribed for the bachelor's degrees. They have been recommended by the faculty for the final conferring of degrees.
Thank you, Dean Miller. Upon recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Kansas Board of Regents, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
You may be seated. At this time, will the master's candidates from the School of Art and Design please stand and come to the stage to be individually recognized. Dean Wendy Haynes will read the candidates' names.
Lars Andrew Volz. Joyce Robin St. Clair. James Robert Farmer.
Will the master's candidates from the School of Music please stand and come to the stage to be individually recognized?
Troy Robert Fisher. Bryce Allen Mulkey. Mark E. Ricker Jr. Vanessa Lorene Davies. Zhao Young. Adam Elliott Dean. Haley Ann Hatcher. Elaine Marie Whitmire. Sue Kang Kang. William Andrew Simpson. Catherine Casey Falk. Danielle L. Harrington. Crystal Ann Stark. Susan Agee. Christian Joy Wisner. Scott K. Eiseminger.
I now ask the Director of the School of Art and Design, Dr. Royce Smith, to recognize the baccalaureate graduates from the School of Art and Design.
Would the baccalaureate graduates from the School of Art and Design please stand and come to the stage for individual recognition? Ashton Nicole Osborne. Lindsay Renee Stang. Victor Villanueva. Jared Francis Long, magna cum laude. Eric Andre, cum laude. Brandon T. Alexander. Ian Robbins Bloom, cum laude. Catherine Ann Brown, magna cum laude. Zara J. Daniels, cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Jackson, magna cum laude. Colton D. Howard, magna cum laude. Paris Elizabeth Mayers. Francis Ha Ong. Dorothy Dawn Carlton Ayon, cum laude. Kristen Smith. Alexi Christian Berry. Tili Wickramanayaka, cum laude. Madison Stewart Peshka, magna cum laude. Catherine Elise Jones, cum laude. Melody Lorraine Sears, magna cum laude. Veronica Lynn Dowdy, magna cum laude. Todd N. Larkey, Jr. Jessica K. Wasson. Patrick T. Calvillo. Allison Rose Sutton, magna cum laude. Joanne Ray Taylor. Christian Blake Taylor, magna cum laude. Emma Louise Ehart, cum laude. Heather Lynette Powell. Drew Lloyd Davis.
Congratulations, art and design graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. You may now be seated. Would the director of the School of Music, Russ Widener, please recognize the baccalaureate graduates from the School of Music?
Will the baccalaureate graduates of the School of Music please stand and come forward for individual recognition? Amanda Lynn Stuckey, magna cum laude. Shui Cow, magna cum laude. Patrick J. Moore. Nicole Crumley Miller, magna cum laude. A trombone player, Roxanne Amelia Nelson, magna cum laude. Justin Noel Hall, cum laude. Kristen Elaine Skidmore, magna cum laude. Patrick Daniel Harms, magna cum laude. Kelsey Lee Nutter, magna cum laude. Brenna C. Martin, summa cum laude. Kendall Ty Wohaska, cum laude. Michael A. Peltzer, cum laude.
Congratulations, music graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. You may be seated. Would the director of the School of Performing Arts, Linda Starkey, please recognize the baccalaureate graduates from the School of Performing Arts?
Will the baccalaureate graduates from the School of Performing Arts please stand and come forward for individual recognition? Molly Noel Buster, magna cum laude. Shelby Lynn Bradyhoff, summa cum laude. Huisan Lowe, magna cum laude. Heather Lynn Eilerts, summa cum laude. Janelle Page Huber. Megan Renee Bryant, magna cum laude. Haley Janae Heatwall, magna cum laude. Summer Elizabeth Camp, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Gill, magna cum laude. Claire Anise Gehrig, summa cum laude. Emily Marie Purtle, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie Stoss, magna cum laude. Damian Miguel Joseph Padilla, cum laude. Melissa Nicole Hudson, summa cum laude. Ian Nathaniel Sutton. Melissa Taylor Ford. Shelby Lynn Clemens, magna cum laude. Diana Redford Heldman. Andrea Renee Kennedy Duchesne, cum laude. Leanne Renee Reimer, magna cum laude. Caitlin Georgetta Elizabeth Gear. Michael Breton Gordon. Shelby Marie Gagan. Sheena Nicole Monroe, cum laude.
Congratulations, Performing Arts graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. Please help me congratulate all of the baccalaureate graduates. We invite all of you to join us out on the concourse following the ceremony, where graduates, families, and faculty can meet and enjoy conversation, celebration, and personal photos. Banner bearers, please take your positions. Before we conclude the ceremony, we have one more important group of individuals to recognize. Their belief in the success of the graduates seated here before us sustains one of the great American dreams: belief in the importance of education and to enhance life for individuals and effect great positive change in the world. Here with us today are those who have dreamed that dream with our graduates, spent time with them, given encouragement, and provided the support needed to accomplish the seminal, life-changing goal of a university degree. Graduates, you would not be here today if not for the support of your family and friends, many of whom are with us today. Would all parents, spouses, partners, children, friends, and extended family of our graduates please stand? Would the audience please remain standing as Troy Fisher, Caleb Faust, Jake Sechrist, and Matt Weber lead us in the singing of the WSU alma mater.
Our alma mater, Wichita, stands proudly on the hill. Sons and daughters bow to thee, our hearts with praise we fill. Then hail our alma mater, hail thee grand and true. Long wave the yellow and the black, oh Wichita.
And on that great note, the College of Fine Arts 116th Spring Commencement Ceremony is now concluded. Please remain standing for the recessional.